Hello, YouTubers and SSG followers, Vini followers. So you are looking at the start of my 4 charging procedure. Let me show first my equipment, ampere meter of my charging battery, voltage meter of my charging battery, 11.66, and on this side I have voltage of my primary battery, 12.62, and the milliamps 000 because I didn't start my system. So I start my system like this. You see this noise. You know what it noise means, but I will repeat. This is oscillation of my circuit. I just disconnect power cable line and reconnect. Okay, this is now no noise, so the system is ready to run. Move the wheel. The wheel is moving. Okay. So let me just say what you're seeing. So you see it's like 16 milliamps going to the charging battery. You see voltage 11.71 and increasing. Not very rapid, but slowly, but to the point which I want. Okay, then I will show you my side of the primary battery. You see 12.55. This is actually very good voltage of my battery, because I think in the last charging procedure I didn't charge the battery full to the full capacity, so I hope this time will be result better than my previous time. Okay, 34 milliamps of the power usage. It means consumption of the power, how much power I consume when my system is running. And this is the milliamps of my primary battery, which consumes my circuit. So it's like 34 milliamps at voltage 12.54. This is very good voltage of my charging battery. Okay, so once again, I always will be repeat right now, it's not a over unity system, because I do not charge and discharge battery in the way that system is closed. So think once again about this is a kind of an ongoing research of my own, and my point is to show how battery voltage is changing when you charge and discharge the battery many times. So as you saw at the start of the video, the voltage of this battery was 11.45, like this, very low, and this is a result because I discharged this battery with 250 milliamps of the load. The discharge process happens separately, so I do not charge and discharge the battery at once. I always do small amount, not small amount, I mean some separation between the charging phase and the discharge phase. Sometimes these phases have 2 or 3 days nothing. So I mean, like, I charge the battery, then I just wait for the appropriate time to discharge the battery. So it's not always in the same duration, but what I can tell you, my battery charging process currently is much better than previous time. And okay, what interesting about my primary battery is this voltage, because when I charge the primary battery with a conventional charger device, the level of the liquid didn't change. It was interesting to see. So it's very important to monitor the liquid state in the battery. If you see that you're below the level, so just fill up with distilled water the battery. Somebody says you can fill up battery with alum, I didn't test it with Elm, but I just noticed what I saw from other people's tap water. I guess not, because tap water has some impurities which can change your chemical process in the battery. So general idea, what actually happening here? It's like my circuit produce short but very fast impulses. These impulses amount like 12 or 13 impulses, which I can catch with my standard classical cheap oscilloscope. Let me think. Okay, 12 impulses produce my circuit, and this impulses just going to the battery, and this impulses actually driving ions in the battery in the way that the ions action movement goes to the charging process. So battery thinks that it's charge. The battery thinks charging happens, but in reality this is just short impulses. And if you think that is a current which I use to charge the battery, I think this is wrong idea, because look, current it's very low. It's 13-14 milliamps. So current cannot charge such battery. I mean, to that level which I currently want to charge my battery, it's should be impossible. But you see, if you do the experiment, it's possible. But main complication with the batteries, it's, as I stated earlier in my videos, it's a liquid. It's that you should monitor the level of the liquid and try to pick up such battery which can able to take the load and then the charging process itself. So with the battery choice, it can be very tricky. So I don't know. I done many experiments with Bedini circuit, and I see that it's clearly all done for such type of batteries, because such type of batteries it's easy to work, and the costs are not too much. What I should say? Oh yeah, about rejuvenation. It depends once again on the chemical in the battery. So pretty sulfated battery can produce not so good result. As you can see, I testing currently one of my batteries and cannot hold the load which I currently put on. I think no light happened. You cannot see, it's auto zoom. But the point is, rejuvenation can take increasing amount of time, and no guarantee that you are actually able to get some results. So for the people who are watching this for the first time, I always advise to use new batteries, because it's just the way that it is to take such experiments. And yeah, you see voltage increasing very well. 11.67. Yeah. What another thing and thoughts which I provide in this video, it's like about thinking about how to control the time of discharge of this battery. Currently my system running more than one day to charge this battery, and I just calculated approximately the time and the load levels, so that not damage this battery. So it's probably the first problem which most people have to control the voltage of the primary battery, because if you discharge this battery many times below 11 volts, you probably damage the battery and you won't get results anyway. So just think about voltage control of this battery, and actually here on this side nothing control, because you just wait until the battery charged. It should be 12.65 at first, but I personally expect to get more volts from the battery, and more volts means more work and more interesting things. So once again, it's clearly a difference between the time 11.56 was at the beginning. So currently it's like 11.68, and it's going up, but not very fast. And this is not fast this is not fast charge of the battery. And if you charge very fast your battery, you probably make your battery bad. You damage the battery. And always monitor the temperature of the battery. I mean, with the conventional chargers can be the case that when you have automatic system which controls the voltage of the battery, it's not always a good idea. In my case, I use for my primary battery the conventional charger, which do not have any automatic system. Maybe I can overcharge this battery sometimes, but I just calculated the time which I need to charge this battery, and I hope it stays so far that I can hold. So the research going forward, one of things which I currently interested, and maybe somebody of you who can give me, probably I will take information about I need a circuit which will be monitoring this battery to the level of the 11 volts, then just disconnect the system, disconnect one of this green or white cable, just take the current away of the battery when the battery reaches the border, I mean the discharge voltage. So discharge battery to the 11 volt, and then circuit should just disconnect the connection one of these cables. It does make any, so I mean this is not actually it can be done on this side with a green cable, with a white cable, it doesn't matter currently. Just what I need is automatic circuit which just break the connection one of the cables when the battery reach 11 volts. So this would be very fun if somebody of you who knows circuitry can provide not difficult but practical circuit diagram which can be used without any additional work. Maybe some circuits on the market, I just do not have a time to research in this type and find some appropriate circuits. There are so many circuitry in the world which can be used in different ways. So yeah, you see the battery charging. I think I will need take to 1 or 5 minutes. Just saying, this is a system with one transistor, with one MJ transistor, and I think it's always interesting to view the videos of other people who are using system with more than one transistor, because with one transistor I think you get better, much quicker results, but you should always think each transistor adds some tuning time, because if your transistors are not synchron, means if they work asynchron to each other, then you probably get different type of impulses, and these impulses are not different level of loads, I mean of the power. And I don't know, it's just my thoughts, And just my thoughts about how many transistors should be used to get pretty interesting results. So, and some people's using big condensator with another type of the circuitry. I don't know, my best advice, if you have an idea to use with a capacitor, like capacitor dump, always think about safety issues, because you just want to know to which level you can maximum charge this capacitor. That, I mean, if I build such system, I always want to know which level of the voltage can take my capacitor, and then I just will adjust my circuitry so that my capacitor will never be charged to the maximum. It's because it's first one of the reason it's very dangerous, because explosion capacitor, I think it's not a good idea. But okay, another point with the transistors, with the help of a transistor you can transfer the type of the current and provide some sort of transformation of the power. Oh yeah. I'm thinking probably the good idea about the capacitor, it's if you have big batteries more than 40 amps, then you probably can try to charge the bigger batteries with the capacitor. So I don't know, I didn't yet tested the system in this way, but I'm thinking that such system should have a lot of additional circuitry just to monitor the battery. Okay, and okay, it's pretty interesting. And let's look at this side. Not so much. So once again, we are seeing the charging of the battery, of this battery, by the Bedini circuit, and it's charged pretty well from my point of view. So I think it's enough information for this time, and if you have questions, just write me the notice, and I do my best to answer your question. Bye bye.